College Cooking with Caitlin.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of College Cooking with Caitlin. For this week's recipe, we will be making creamy garlic butter salmon. I know the premise of this series is to provide cheap, easy meals for college students, and a lot of you might get scared at the thought of salmon because it's typically a more expensive dish. However, it's not as expensive as you think. If you go to the grocery store, I got this one from Walmart, you can buy this bag of 8 salmon fillets for $13, which means each piece of salmon is just under $2. This is a very simple, delicious recipe, so let's get to it. Along with the salmon fillets, I will be making rice to go with this dish just so that we don't have one thing on the plate, but this is entirely optional. For this week's recipe, you will need salmon, obviously. The serving size for this recipe is 1 fillet, but once again, I'm making one for my lovely camera woman, which is why I have 2 laid out. You will also need half a cup of chicken broth, 1 cup of heavy whipping cream, 3 tablespoons of butter, 2 tablespoons of olive oil, 4 cloves of garlic minced, 1 lemon wedge, this is just for serving, rice if you are making rice along with me today. For your seasonings, salt, pepper, paprika, and a little bit of parsley. Like I said earlier, the serving for this week's recipe is 1 fillet. If you are making rice with me, it is half a cup of rice. This week's recipe is about $17. That's just including the fact that the salmon fillets are under $2, but for the whole pack of 13, you're going to spend around $25. Before you start on your salmon, you're going to want to start with your rice because this takes about 45 minutes to cook. Pour it in the pan and add your water. And then bring this to a boil. And once it's at a boil, you're going to reduce the heat and let it simmer for 35 to 45 minutes. For the salmon, you want to start by mincing your garlic. I'm feeling lazy today, so I'm just going to use this mincer. But cut the ends off of your garlic. Take off the skin. And then mince. Once your garlic is minced, you're going to want to season your salmon. Start with a little bit of salt, some pepper, and then a little bit of paprika. You're going to want to save your parsley flakes for the end. Kind of rub it in so it's evenly coated. Our rice got done, so I moved it out of the way for filming purposes, but now we're going to move on to the salmon fillets. So start off by putting your olive oil in the pan, and once again, spread that all around so it's fully coated. Next, put your fillets skin side down in the pan, and move it to medium-high heat. You're going to let this cook for about 4 to 5 minutes until the skin is crispy and the salmon is about halfway cooked. After about 4 to 5 minutes, flip your salmon and cook it for another 3. After 3 to 4 minutes, remove your salmon from the heat. In the same pan, you're going to now make your garlic butter sauce. Put this on low heat and add your butter to the pan and let it melt. Once your butter is melted, add in your minced garlic and let this saute for about 30 seconds or until fragrant. After about 30 seconds, you're ready to add in your heavy whipping cream and chicken broth. I'm just going to start off with the heavy whipping cream and the chicken broth, and then mix that together. Now you're ready to season the sauce. You're going to use all of the seasonings I listed earlier. So a little bit of pepper, some salt, a little bit of paprika, and now you can add in your parsley. Now mix this all together. Turn the heat up a little bit so that your sauce can come to a simmer, and then let it cook for about 2 to 3 minutes or until it thickens up a little bit. Once your sauce has thickened up, reduce the heat and put your fillets back in the dish. Let these cook for about a minute and continuously scoop the sauce on top of the fillets. And here you have it, your creamy garlic butter salmon. with rice, and also I added a lemon wedge to mine, but that's completely optional. This looks and smells absolutely amazing, and it took under 15 minutes, so this is a very simple recipe. Like I said earlier, this smells amazing, so let's try it. I personally don't like salmon skin, so I'm getting a bite with none. I'm gonna dip some in the sauce. That is absolutely delicious. If you wanted to pair a side with this that isn't rice, the brown butter and roasted garlic mashed potatoes from episode 3 would be absolutely delicious. But the salmon of itself is so good. This sauce is also very versatile. If you had shrimp, you could use that and it would taste just as good. If you cooked along with me today, I hope you enjoy your creamy garlic butter salmon. I know I will be devouring this off camera. But thank you so much for tuning in and following along for this week's episode of College Cooking with Caitlin. We only have one more recipe left after this, so come back when I show you how to make dessert.